Miramar.
The property, the inspector went to check something on a property nearby, passed by the property and said, oh, that AC is new.
Yep.
That doesn't have this, boom, boom, you got a violation. They have to replace the whole AC system.
Yeah. And we've been talking about this a lot with Airbnbs and everything. I mean, that's a whole other topic on itself. People are using properties in single family residential, which is the zoning by the city. They're using these properties and the neighbors are complaining, and the city doesn't know what they want to do with Airbnb since it's brand new, like Zelle and everything else. So they're like, you know what? We're going to cite the property for code violations, for work without a permit. And then slowly they unravel that onion. And they see, what's going on, and then they ask them to get a license or they prohibit the use. Yeah. So, and again, you could get, right now, you could get like, you could probably get for a regular single family residence, well, we know you can rent it for $4,000 a month because there's no inventory, but if you rent it out twice during that month, you might be able to get double for some days here and there. So I'm getting calls constantly from realtors, property managers, and sellers who are purchasing these properties, trying to do these uses, and they don't. And again, sometimes they're done great, meaning the seller looks at the property, screens the tenants or the guests, Airbnb or VRBO, and sometimes they like, I have 5 of these, I can't take care of this, so they're letting whatever go on in the property, and then the neighbors who are owner occupants then call the city, and then it turns into a code violation.
Yeah, Airbnbs are particular. My husband has one, and he had to get the license,
sure,
the permit, the insurance. He had to go through like a whole slew of conditions from the city of Pompano Beach, for him to be approved to have his property as an Airbnb. So yeah, and if you don't do it, like if there's a seller or a homeowner that does do an Airbnb and they're not following suit with the permit guidelines in the city, it can actually cost them more.
It could cost them more in fines than what they're achieving to rent the property every day or that type of income. Some of the cities are not, they're finding problems with it if they don't want to legalize it. So it's different with every city. Like West Park, for example, I know that they have a moratorium for used car outfits and pawn shops. So while the cities are trying to figure out what they're going to do, because the hotels are getting all over them, because they're like, you're opening up your property to the public. I'm a hotel. I have to have a fire alarm. I have to have inspections. My property's open to the public. So you're opening up your house to the public, or your single family. That property needs to meet similar standards. Yeah. You need to have those grab bars in the shower. You need to have those levers on the doors. You need to have these exit signs. You need to have all of these things that, make a property open for the public for business. We're in a commercial building right now. Similar things.
Yeah, my husband's property manager has to be very, very detailed when he puts the listing on Airbnb that it's not wheelchair, accessible, because he doesn't have a ramp. So when he gets bookings, he legit has each booking sign a waiver, and in that waiver, it lets them know this is what the property does not have. We're not a hotel. Like, there's a lot of disclosures that have to go into the Airbnb. The most frustrating part, because I've been there and I'm just like, this is really annoying, is that he has to put stickers. Like, they have to put, like, these are the lights. This is what this light it is. No smoking, front door, alarm. Like, there's little stickers all over the house.
Those are like life safety things for guests, basically. And again, the light switch is behind a wall unit or something like that. So the company has standards. You have liability as a property owner. And then there's the federal law, not the city or the state. There's the federal law for ADA, American Disabilities. Yeah. So the property needs to be able to accommodate. So again, make sure you're screening your guests, carrying the proper insurance. Make sure, again, while you might not be able to get a license to operate it, or the city might not have one, you should be mitigating your liabilities. operate it as long as you can, make all the money that you can, and then at some point you might have to get an annual or short-term, renter in there, which there's a market for that too. So I'm not trying to scare anyone by any means, because I know everyone, all of us in the room have clients or ourselves have investment properties because we're in the business. So there's a smart way to do things.